Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about anxiety and depression, right? So, in a recent research, it was found that 74% Indians have some sort of stress and depression, and 88% suffer from, you know, anxiety disorder sometime in their life or other, right? And uh, you know, there are a lot of these uh, drugs which are prescribed to suppress anxiety, such as benzodiazepines, right? And these drugs are actually a way of attaching to your GABA so that it regulates. So GABA actually suppresses your anxiety. So what exactly is GABA? It's a neurotransmitter. Our brain is really complex. There are numerous neurotransmitter receptors and neurotransmitters, right? And let us understand this from the understanding of taste buds, right? When we eat salt, right? The taste bud, we think it is salty, right? It is not something coming, spontaneously. It's this taste bud is nothing but your neurotransmitter receptor, and salt is nothing but your neurotransmitter, right? That's how you understand this concept, right? And our body is capable of not only sensing and translating these chemicals, but also producing these chemicals, right? Which basically, that's where the function of neurotransmitters come into picture, right? So two neurotransmitters which are really important to understand is glutamate and GABA, right? And again, glutamate is something it when it is being uh, it actually uh, on your neurons, it activates your neurons so that it activates your taste buds. You want more, especially in case of sugary things. What happens, right? And GABA actually calms it down, right? So all the neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, melatonin, right, have both you know uh, GABA enhancing activity capability and glutamate enhancing activity capability, right? So these drugs like Xanax, Valium, and all these drugs are actually tend to regulate, is claim to regulate your uh, GABA activity so that it helps you manage or overcome your anxiety and depression disorders, right? But again, we know all these drugs do impact our gut microbiome. It kills a lot of bacteria. Leads to gut dysbiosis, right? So what exactly is the solution? Here comes the role of the communication between gut and brain via gut-brain axis. So between gut microbiome and the brain, right? In a research, it was found that a specific bacteria called Echinobacter IOP actually is capable of naturally producing Xanax inside our body, right? Which can be absorbed in the bloodstream and which can be converted in the brain into which attached to your GABA receptor and regulate your GABA activity, right? So always doesn't need to they do not need to take you know these drugs. Our body is capable of producing this chemical which can regulate your GABA activity, right? And again, gut microbiome do play a role in production of GABA as well, right? So again, if you're considering, you're going to take this probiotic of Acinetobacter IOP, just pause for a second because again, it's a commensal pathogen, right? So that's comes to the main picture that there's something called a good and bad bacteria, right? So this bacteria can cause a lot of infections inside your body, provided they are expressing virulence genes. But it can also have a capability of producing Xanax or Valium, which actually can regulate your anxiety, can improve your GABA activity, and help you overcome, anxiety. Right? So understanding your biology and what microbes inside your body are doing are really essential, right? So it's really fascinating to understand these functions of that microbiome, how they even impact the effectiveness of drug, or even can naturally produce the drug which we may be taking externally, right, on the prescription of doctors or any healthcare practitioner, and which may do a lot of bad things inside the body. We know drugs, antibiotics kill a lot of microbiome, right? So it is important to understand, the production of this chemical inside the body. Again, here there are certain enzymes in the liver which do play a role in neutralizing this. So probably if because these microbes is capable of producing, a lot of these natural drug. So our body is the factory of producing Xanax, right? So to keep it low, it's when it comes out of brain, probably liver can neutralize it, keeps the level low. If your liver is not functioning properly, and not enzymatic activity is not happening, probably it would lead to a lot of uh, imbalance inside the body. It can trigger a lot of negative effects, right? So it's really important for us to understand, whether you have this bacteria active, whether it is really producing, this chemical which can help you, improve your anxiety levels, right? Reduce anxiety levels, right? You always may not need to take, drugs because your body is capable of making this drug, right? Uh, so take right steps in understanding your biology, understanding what metabolites your microbiome is producing. Do not fall for this probiotic for the Acinetobacter, but probably it may do a lot of bad things because it is a commensal pathogen. It is also responsible for 30 plus infections, right? So again, it depends upon the causation, what it is doing, what chemical it is producing, what genes it is expressing, and whether it is good or bad for you, whether it is going to give you, you know, a lot of this Xanax, which is going to improve your reduce your anxiety, or probably if your liver is not functioning well, your enzymatic activity is not happening well, probably it would cause a lot of negative effect as well, because the level of Xanax has to be regulated. So that's it today. Have a great day. Thank you very much.